How minimalism saved me from hoarding, overwhelm, and chaos. 1. The cluttered life. This was my life: clutter, chaos, and absolute mayhem. Not from shopping sprees, but from hoarding. Now this is my life. How did I go from that to this? It all started when I discovered minimalism. And trust me, it wasn't as easy as just throwing out old slippers. 2. The realization, overwhelm, and stress. I grew up in a Bangladeshi household where hoarding is practically a sport. My mum saved every yogurt container just in case and kept takeaway menus from 1998. All this stuff wasn't just filling our cupboards, it was filling my brain. I was overwhelmed, stressed, and drowning in a sea of things I didn't even like anymore. Why did I need 10 different phone chargers for phones I didn't own? And clothes? Every time I opened my wardrobe, I felt like I was in the early stages of Narnia. Except I never found a magical world, just that random top I bought on sale. 3. Discovering minimalism. 2 years ago, I hit rock bottom. I was tired of being overwhelmed by my own stuff. That's when I stumbled upon minimalism. No, I didn't throw away everything and start living like a monk. I'm Bangladeshi. We don't give up our cultural items that easily. But I did decide to become more intentional with what I owned and brought into my life. 4. The box of doom. Decluttering begins. It started with this big box of doom. Anything I didn't use, didn't like, or didn't spark joy went straight in. Instead of joy, I asked myself, will this stress me out later? If yes, into the box it went. The best part? I stopped buying random junk from TikTok. Shopping became less of a hobby and more of a calculated mission. Do I really need another pair of black boots? Probably not. But sometimes you just really want those boots. The key was balance. 5. Emotional struggles and mental decluttering. Saying goodbye to some stuff was hard. There were things I was emotionally attached to, but I had to ask, is this adding value to my life or just taking up space? Here's the thing about minimalism. It's not just about decluttering your home, it's about decluttering your mind. When I started letting go of the excess, I felt lighter, mentally too. I also became more intentional with my time. No, Auntie, I don't need to come over for the 5th time this week for tea and samosas. 6. Intentional living and laziness. Perks. Now I've got a wardrobe of clothes I actually wear. I own things I actually use. Everything has its place. I'm still Bangladeshi. I'm not giving up my favourite saris or that massive spice rack 'cause life shouldn't be bland. But I'm much more selective. It's about quality over quantity, intentionality over impulse. And let's be real, it's also about being lazy. Less stuff means less cleaning and tidying. If I can get away with doing less housework, I'm all for it. 7. The freedom of less. That's how minimalism saved my life. It helped me go from overwhelmed and drowning in clutter to living a simpler, more intentional life. Now, instead of constantly worrying about all the things I own, I can focus on living. And yes, you can ask for help. That's okay. I've invested in a cleaner once every 2 weeks to reduce the stresses of keeping it all together. I have 4 kids, so yes, this is an investment for my sanity. If you're thinking about trying minimalism, remember, it's not about getting rid of everything. It's about keeping what matters and letting go of what doesn't, including those takeaway menus from the 90s. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to embrace a life of less clutter and more freedom, hit that subscribe button. And if you're still holding on to something just in case, it's time to let it go, love. Trust me, you won't miss it.